Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Okay, so this is just gonna be a quick video here. My girl Trisha emailed me actually a few weeks ago. I just got around now to actually doing this, making this video, but she brought up a good point here. Okay, let me first give a shout out and a thank you to Trisha for emailing me this and making me think about it and look back and make me think, whoa, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. Okay, so let me explain what she made me realize here. Okay, so if you go back to all the texts that we've all have read between NK and Chris, you'll see on the 29th, Chris writes to her, I'm still going to see you. It won't be as often as we like, but I will make it happen. You think you're the only one addicted right now? I'm so hooked on you. Okay, so if you believe Chris and NK's story, which I'm going to read in the Discovery NK's interview when she explains the first time they ever got together outside of work. I'll read that to you in a minute. I just want to give you this information that you could be thinking about while I'm reading it to you. And then remember, even Chris says the same thing. They didn't get together outside of work until after he got back from San Diego. And him and Shanann got back from San Diego on the 25th. Shanann left for North Carolina on the 26th. So this first text I just read you was of the 29th. So that gives them 3 days that they could have, spent together before these texts had been sent. And that's only if Chris went to her house the day that Shanann left, that night, and spent the night, those 3 nights. Which he could have, but, listening to him talk, they made it seem like their first night together was not till the beginning of July. But let's just say it was on the 26th. That's still only 3 nights, okay? Would they already be addicted to each other, number one? So that text, I'm still going to see you. It won't be as often as we like, but I will make it happen. You think you're the only one addicted right now? I'm so hooked on you. Hooked on... So he's hooked on her because of the possibly maybe 3 days he spent with her, or just from talking to her. And then it says, sleeping without your warm body next to me isn't going to be fun tonight. So that's almost making it seem like that they've been so used to sleeping together, that it's going to be weird not having him. Well, this is Chris saying that. It's going to be weird not sleeping next to her, he's saying. You're telling me that he would have said that only spending 3 days together? And plus, they made it seem like it wasn't till the beginning of July that they actually spent their first night together. Okay, like July 3rd or whatever. So, I don't know. It just seems weird that if on the 29th, he's already basically saying he's so used to having her warm bodies next to him. I mean, that doesn't make sense. If they only possibly maybe hung out for a couple days outside of work, unless if they're lying and they did hang out more, like before they even went to San Diego. I don't know. Well, I mean, what do you guys think? I'm going to read the Discovery now, the part where NK says that they didn't start hanging out till July. Okay, so... Okay, here is this read straight from the Discovery. This is NK's interview. She said, they started hanging out and met at a park near her house, East Lake number 3. They first met at the park in the end of June or the beginning of July. This was their first meeting outside of work. So how are they already addicted to each other by the 29th? And Chris is already missing sleeping next to her warm body if the first time they hung out outside of work was the end of June, beginning of July. And we know, Chris also said it was after they got back, after him and Shanann got back from the trip to San Diego, which would have been after the 25th. And Shanann didn't leave for North Carolina till the 26th. So it would have had to been after the 26th. But this text is from the 29th. It's only 3 days later. He's already saying he already misses her warm body beside him. And he's so addicted to her right now. And it looks like she must have said she was addicted to him too, because he said, "Oh, you're not the only one addicted," so it must have been a response to what she said. Isn't saying sleeping without your warm body next to me isn't going to be fun tonight, isn't that kind of implying that they have had an intimate relationship for some time now? I mean, isn't that just, how are you guys taking that? And another thing I just wanted to mention real quick while I have this part of the discovery up, which I didn't catch the first time. It said, prior to the interview, Nicole provided me with items of clothing belonging to Christopher that she no longer wanted in her home. So do we ever know, did anybody ever hear what clothing it was? I mean, I know it's not a huge deal, but I'm just curious what clothing it was that she had of his. And then, because it says those items were booked into evidence at the CBI Lakewood office. So, another thing I just want to point out that I find kind of odd. NK asked for a ride to the Thornton Police Department. She asked the FBI agent, or agents, I should say, two of them, to pick her up. Not even at her house, but near her home in North Glen. But doesn't she have a car? I think she even has more than one car. So why would she need a ride? And then it even says that her father showed up, but her father drove himself. So her father just met them there. So, okay, if something was wrong with her car, then why wouldn't she just ask her dad to pick her up? But I'm sure her car was all right. I mean, so she has the FBI pick her up, and not even at her home, you know, it's somewhere near her home. Like, she didn't want them to know where she lived for some reason. I mean, what is she trying to hide? Why does it matter if they know where she lives? Obviously, they could find that information if they wanted to. And then, you know, her dad meets him there. So I just wondered if she was just trying to keep them away from her car for some reason. Like, is that the why she didn't want to drive there herself in her car, and she didn't want them to pick her up at her apartment because then they would see her car? I don't know. I'm not sure. What do you guys think about that? Okay, so I am going to read a few parts of this email that Trisha sent me. Okay, so it says, also, I listened to NK's interviews before I knew anything about the case. It popped up on my recommended videos on YouTube after I had been watching a lot of stuff on JonBenet Ramsey. I listen to YouTube videos as I clean and stuff. I had never heard anything about this case before I heard those interviews with her. I listened to every word she said during those interviews and was laughing to myself at the time about how much this person was contradicting herself in these interviews. One thing that I know she said in the interviews is that Chris had told her he had called Ann about the house, and the interviewer asked her who Ann was, and she said it was Chris's realtor. Later in the interview, they went back to something about the realtor, and she said, I don't know the name of the realtor. It makes no difference at all considering all of the things she lied about, but it just reiterates the fact that she knew everything that went on in Chris's life and then some, including that crazy nonsense about the condoms. I mean, who does that? Anyone that would do that has some seriously deep issues. Once I really got into this case, I was going to go back and listen to it again and see exactly when she said that, but then I just couldn't stand her voice so bad that I couldn't go back and listen again. The last thing I wanted to mention to you that I have never heard anyone analyze is about the night of the murder. Chris has repeatedly told the police that he never admitted to the affair. He says that even until the very end, he would never come out and actually admit to Shanann that she was right and that he was in fact having an affair. Here's the strange part about that to me. Chris told not only the police during the interrogation, but also during the confession that Shanann said at the very end, I knew you were having an affair. I knew you were having an affair. That doesn't make any sense at all. If he never admitted to it and NK wasn't actually there, then Shanann would most likely say, I know you are having an affair. I know you are having an affair. It doesn't make any sense that she would say that she knew. That would imply she now had absolute proof and confirmation. So you have to believe in that case that either Chris did in fact admit that he was having an affair right before he killed her, or NK was there. She wasn't supposed to be there. And Shanann was confronted with her, thus proving that he had an affair, hence her saying, I knew you were having an affair. What do you think about that? Like I said, I trust your opinion. So Trisha, good observations, man. Yes. So I didn't even catch that about the Anne with her acting like she didn't know what the name of his realtor was. And then she gives it at another point. She says, oh, yeah, that's his realtor. And then when they ask what the name of his realtor is, she says, oh, I don't know. I mean, she's just, oh, so many lies, so many lies. And then the part where he says that Shanann said, I knew you were having an affair. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know what to think about that. I personally don't think NK was there that night or that morning. I think Chris did it all by himself as far as the actual act. I'm not sure how much persuasion or how much impact that NK had on his decision to do that. How it was said, or if she somehow gave him the idea, or maybe not even directly, but somehow he thought that that's what she wanted. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what to think. But as far as her being there that morning, I personally don't think she was there. I really don't. So I'm thinking, my opinion, and like I said, I could be totally wrong, and my opinion could change, tomorrow if I hear something. I don't know. But as far as I stand right now, I think he was the only one that was there that night and that morning or whatever. But as far as why he said that, maybe my opinion, I'm thinking maybe he did tell her right before he killed her, but then that would have made him, he's such a wimp, and I don't know. I feel like I don't know if he would even have been a man enough to even tell her right before. So I'm not sure why he said that, but I would think it's more that he must have told her about the affair rather than her being there. Or maybe she saw something in his phone or something and confronted him. And then she was like, I knew you were having an affair. I knew it. Because he's such a coward that I don't even know if if he would have actually came clean and said, I'm having an affair. I wouldn't even have done that before he did what he did. So maybe she saw something and it was, undeniable proof. And he couldn't deny it, so instead he just kills her, even though, I mean, I know he was planning on it anyway, but I'm not sure what to think about that. But I just don't think that she was there. But let me know what you guys all think. And Trisha, let me know what you think. So you gave two possibilities, so which possibility do you think it is? That he told her? Or do you think that she was there? So that's all for this video. Give another shout out to Trisha. Thank you so much for making me look at those parts of the interview and what they said. So thanks for emailing me. You're awesome, girl. So yep, I'm still gonna finish reading the book. I've had the whole book for a few days now, and I've had parts of it for since last week. So I'm gonna finish reading the book and try to pick out some more interesting parts. I think I picked out all the pretty important parts on my few videos that I did, but maybe there'll be something else that comes out at me that we could talk about. So let me know what you guys are all feeling, because I know a lot of you guys probably already have the book by now too. So I'm going to be putting together some more of my opinions about the book. And also I read the first 5 chapters of Cindy and Kathleen's book, and I recorded a video, at least the first about the first few chapters of it. I already recorded 2 hours of video just talking about it, not reading it or anything, but just kind of giving my opinion on it. And I did that last week, a week and a half ago, and I still haven't edited it. So I have to edit that still, and then I want to start recording some more on the Letters to Christopher book, just on give them more just a review on my opinions and pick out some important parts or interesting parts and discuss them with you guys. Okay, so you guys all have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, I know this isn't, so the stuff that I talked about in this video doesn't necessarily play a huge important part in the murder, but it's just interesting stuff just to kind of show NK's credibility and Chris's credibility, especially with this new book where we're supposed to believe his letters, but everything, I don't want to say everything because we don't know. Only him and the other people that know aren't here to tell their side, but basically there's a whole book worth of his account of what happened, and this kind of, will help maybe put things into perspective if we could believe this guy. Like, all the lies that we pick out that he's saying, it makes you wonder, can we even believe anything he's saying? We don't even know if any of that is true. Like, I know I've said it in many videos where I say, why, I think most of it's true. He's just not, some of the stuff he's lying about, and some of the stuff he's just not coming forth, and, he's not giving us all the details. But actually, in reality, who knows? The whole thing could be a lie. We don't know. And the more I find out on these little lies that he does he's been telling about everything else, it does make you wonder. I don't know what to believe, because I feel like he keeps making sure that he's withholding stuff where we have more questions. He always, it's like from what I've read of the book so far, it's like he just leaves more questions, and he's doing it on purpose because he wants us to keep having more questions, and then he could have the power to give us more answers. Think of these lies for answers. Who knows? He has all the time in the world to just think of this story in his head. So not only, in this video, I wanted to show you how he's, and some more lies that he's been telling, and also NK too. So I don't know what to believe, who to believe, and what the heck is the truth. I guess that, we have to use our best judgment. So that's why I like to hear your guys' opinions too, because you guys are so smart, and just, I need help with this too, and just try to figure it out. And with you guys help me see a lot of things, just like Trisha here pointed out some things, that I didn't even notice the first time. So the first few times that I've read through it and looked at it, and man, I point out on one of my videos a few months ago, this was a while ago, yeah, that I was talking about the July 3rd and 4th night when they had that night together, where she already seemed pretty attached by then. And if that's the case, I was saying how they would have only known each other a week, or as far, not known each other, but they would have only been getting together outside of work for less than a week, and she was already like freaking out about, Shanann calling a bunch and him picking Shanann over her, or not picking her, but like having to go home. So he was home when she called, and how he had to talk her off the ledge. But I wasn't even thinking about the text that even on the 29th, she was saying, or he was saying, it's not going to be fun without your warm body beside me. Come on, that would have only gave him a couple days outside of work. That's if they got together the day Shanann left. That would give him 3 days together. Okay, how could they be so attached and addicted to each other just with a few days? When I was analyzing it from the 3rd or the 4th, it would have gave him like almost a week together. But the 29th, only 3 days, and he's already saying he misses her warm body, sleeping beside him, and that he's hooked on her. And she basically, obviously, said to him first that she was hooked on him too. So it's just something doesn't add up here. That's too, how can you become that attached in so little? If they only became intimate with each other at the most, it could have been by the 29th, it could have been 3 days at the most, if they're telling the truth, that is. See, that's the whole point. That's the point, is, are we gonna believe that they really didn't get together outside of work until after Chris and Shanann got back from San Diego? And if that's the case, if we can't believe that, then they both lied once again. This is one of their many lies. So that makes you wonder, well, what else are they lying about? So that's the whole point of this video here, is just, how are we supposed to believe them when they can't even tell the truth about when they met and when they started getting together? Why do they need to lie about that? If they have to lie about that, then of course they would lie about something bigger, you know? Okay, guys, let me know. I love reading your comments. I know I get so many comments. I love it. You guys are so awesome, and I wish I could read them all. I try because I really enjoy reading your comments, and you guys have some great input, some great ideas, some great theories, some great just I don't know. You guys just make me open my eyes to a lot of things. So just let me know what you think about it. And it's just basically, like I said, I know it's not important as far as the actual murder, but it kind of is important because if we're gonna believe him and what he says in this book, I mean, basically, how it makes you question, should we believe what he's telling us in this book? His credibility is shot. He's been caught in so many lies. And what NK had said and what Chris is now telling us, it just shows you what he's willing to lie about, even if it doesn't even seem like there's a point, or what's the point of lying? You know what I'm saying? What's the point of lying about something like this? Because that's such a small thing about, oh, when he first got together with NK compared to him murdering his family. Okay, you're going to admit to that, but you're not going to admit to the actual truth maybe of when you met NK, when did you start hanging out with her, just these little details. So then it makes you wonder, well, should we believe anything he's saying then? He can't even tell the truth on something little. Is he going to be able to tell the truth on this big thing that everybody wants to know about? This light, I mean, that he's affected everybody's life. And then it makes you wonder, well, why is he not being forthcoming in like these little details about NK, but he'll sit there and tell us all the details and how he murdered his family. But when it comes to all the little details about NK, I mean, it could either be that he's lying about everything. I mean, you just can't believe a single word he's saying, or is it because there's a reason about why like the stuff that he's lying about? So is he trying to protect her? Like he's lying about certain details about her because he's trying to protect her for some reason? And I'm not saying protect her as far as like protect her from as as far as like that she helped with a murder. I'm just saying protect her in any sense of the word protect her reputation, protect her feelings, and just protect her in any way. So I'm not, don't take me the wrong way and say that I'm saying, oh, he's protecting her because she's involved. I don't know if she's involved. I really don't. I don't think that she actually was there. No. Yeah, she did play a part as far as because he did I believe he did kill them because he wanted to be with her. I don't know if it goes any farther than that, if she maybe mentioned some things and he took it the wrong way and he thought that's what she wanted, or did she actually say it? I don't really know, but I'm just saying I feel like he's trying to protect her in some way, what could just be protecting, her reputation and her feelings and her information and just, her privacy. I don't know. But why is the things that we catch him in, the lies are always revolved around NK. It's always when it has to do with NK, I feel like. But then maybe not. Maybe he's just lying about everything. I mean, we don't know. All right, guys. I think I rambled on enough, enough for the day. Just make sure you watch till the end. Got a message from NK. Um, so you guys have a great night, and I will talk to you next time. Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much for coming out here with me, Christopher. I'm having a wonderful time. You mean a lot to me. And I'm glad that you're having a blast. I am so out of breath.